Order in the court.
Welcome to another episode of Rap in Order. I'm First Class Regg.
And I am Taurian B.
You know, people thought we was beefing for a little bit.
You did? You really? You mean that?
Nah, I'm joking.
Oh,
But, I mean, imagine, because
yeah.
we haven't been like this.
Oh, because we've been doing. Okay, yeah, we've been doing the Zooms and all that. Okay.
Yeah. But
Damn, nigga, I thought you had some tea.
No. It's nothing.
Did you? Because
That I know of.
you see that Queen's Flip? Everybody thought Queen's Flip got kicked off of Joe Budden podcast.
I was listening. They actually had beef though. You listened to the show?
They had beef, but and they suspended him, but like. Flip ain't going nowhere, man. But that's funny.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he did for a little bit. For longer.
He was suspended for a month.
For a month, yeah. Like, yo, why don't you sit down for a little bit? It'd be mad smooth the way they say that you suspended.
Yeah.
Yo, why don't you sit down for a little bit?
How about a month?
Yeah, like sit down for a month. And he still got paid.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, he didn't know that though.
Yeah.
He didn't know that he got that. I like that.
So what's been going on, man? I know we've been catching up, but I know you had your trip. You went to Puerto Rico.
So I went to Puerto Rico, my mom's 55th birthday, double nickel. Happy birthday, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that. That was a cool trip. You know, my little brother was out there. Sarah, yeah, this is no. This was my third time going to Puerto Rico.
Okay.
The first two times that I went on a cruise though. So when you go on, I went one time on Carnival and the other time on Royal Caribbean. So with Carnival, they have a designated place that you go to in also San Juan and you can't go nowhere else. Like you just go to that designated place. But Royal Caribbean, they give you the day to like explore and you go on excursions and stuff like that. So it was like very contained. And this was before the hurricanes. So Puerto Rico didn't look like how it looked this time when we went. So it was still like a good time. I ate good. I got to like, I went to like this really, really nice restaurant. I forgot the name of the restaurant. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. But me and Sarah ate good.
Gatekeeping.
Not gatekeeping. It was a really good restaurant though. It was really good. Apparently Carucci goes there all the time and that's why it's so popular. That's what Sarah told me. So that was a good trip. Before that, we went to Governor's Ball and I had a good time there. I saw Doshi. And that was dope. And like shout out to DJ Miss Milan. That's her DJ.
Oh yeah.
So I got to see Miss Milan. I saw Sabrina Carpenter.
Okay. How was that?
That was fucking fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw her. I saw Sexy Red. Post airport fight.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Right. And then we saw 21 Savage. And I was like, I've seen 21 Savage. Like I've seen him with you at South by Southwest. And his set design was immaculate. The show was good, but he's so monotone. And you could tell that his set, he used the set that he does when he's opening for Drake. Oh. Because a lot of the songs that he performed are the songs that he does with Drake.
Yeah.
So the fans got into it when the Drake parts came on.
Yeah.
So if I was trying to sell somebody on 21 Savage, that was a terrible way to sell somebody on 21 Savage. The crowd just wasn't in it.
Yeah. Saturday
wasn't feeling well, so we didn't get to stay to the end. I really wanted to see the Killers.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the 20-year anniversary for their debut album Hot Fuss.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to see the Killers because I've never seen them live, but they're doing like other shows, so I'm gonna figure it out and see them. But that was pretty cool. What else? And then like I just been like watching some shows like on Disney Plus. There's a show called Acolyte that's from the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
So that show is pretty good because it's kind of like some True Detective shit with Jedis.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a pretty cool show, right? That's the best way I can describe it without giving out any spoilers. The Bear just came back. And I'm very upset because my girlfriend, she works remotely. So she's up in her office. Yeah.
How many? Oh, wait, they dropped the whole season.
The whole season. So she watched it. She's like, oh my God, it's so good. But don't worry, I'm going to watch it with you. And I'm like, I don't want to watch it with you.
Finish the season?
Yeah.
Wow.
She works.
Wow.
So her day starts at 5 a.m. So she's just in the office. I'm like, you ain't even work today. Fuck out of here.
Damn.
Obviously, we know House of Dragon is back. So I'm excited about that. That's my shit. Still waiting to really care about a character on that show. Like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, you cared about characters and they would die. So
they got clipped. Yeah.
So that's one thing. What else is back? The Boys is back.
The Boys is back.
That gory ass, sex crazed ass show.
Yeah. It's Pride Month.
Yeah.
So they turning it up on the Boys.
Yeah. And Power Book 2 is back. And you know, that's my
and this is their last season.
Yeah. And I worked the episode on the season, so I kind of knew certain things that like developed last week. So I'm kind of like ahead because I worked 2 days on the show, but it's pretty good. I don't know what episode I'm in, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm in the episode. It's like a Fight Club scene, and I'm a bartender.
Okay.
So check that out. But what's up with you?
So I'm getting back in the swing of things with like what I'm doing at work and stuff. So like that's picking up. Trying to wrap my head around that. I've been back in the building for about a week and some change now.
They gave you a clapping post?
No. So they just I got like a lot of like cool shit. Like some friends from work, they got me a jacket, this X-Men jacket.
Oh,
fire.
nice.
I gotta show it to you. X-Men 97.
Ooh,
it's hard.
They want you to stay there. They like, Reggie, please don't leave us. You out of here. Fuck that.
But yeah, so outside of that, everything is good. Checking in with family. Yesterday, I went to dinner for my little cousin who just graduated from high school. Honor roll, everything. Like she's like in the pamphlet, her name is under everything. Like
nice,
it's insane. She just got accepted to Notre Dame. It's going to Notre Dame, yeah, bro. She's going to Notre Dame, so the family is throwing money at her.
Yeah, she might as well be going to fucking Harvard.
Yeah, bro. She's going to
get a job anywhere.
They flew her out to come see the school. They flew her and my uncle and my aunt out.
Nigga, is she going to be the starting quarterback for the football team? Bro, what the fuck?
She's a runner. She's a runner.
She runs track. Okay.
Yeah, she runs track. She's smart as hell, man. She's just,
yo, bro. That's congratulations. Yeah. Shout out to that. Wow.
Yeah. She's the GOAT. But yeah, outside of that, chilling, catching up on some stuff on TV. I still want to see Inside Out 2. Haven't seen that. Bad Boys 4, you saw it, right?
Mm-hmm.
How'd you feel about it?
I enjoyed it. I just accepted that like it won't be like I really, really like I'm one of those people that really, really, really love the first one.
I like how gritty the first one is shot.
Yeah, the way so because now I believe everything's shot on digital, so it just looks more clean. Mm-hmm. The first one, I'm like that was shot on film. Yeah. And I just prefer the first one. Like the second one, I know is everybody's like favorite and everything like that.
Second one got the funniest moments.
Yeah, it does. Sure. It does. But I'm just glad. Like I'm glad that like Martin is okay. I know everybody's speculating like, oh, did he have a stroke? Did he have this? I'm like, listen, he's walking around doing shit, so I'm just happy.
Yeah, man. And really, you don't really get that impression that something's wrong with him until his interviews, because he knows how to turn it on for movies.
Right.
Because in the movie, he didn't look like something was wrong with him.
Right.
He was still sharp.
Right. And I think that people forget that basically, like, essentially, he's kind of the Danny Glover to Will Smith's Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Like, even though like both of them are like funny and everything like that, like he's supposed to be like the
I'm too old for this shit.
I'm too old for this shit. Like, so it's like he leans into that. So it's just one of those things where I think a lot of people are just used to him like running around because he did a lot of physical comedy. Mm-hmm. But motherfuckers get old, things change or whatever like that, you know. So
I also just think though that this last Bad Boys was the best written one.
The best written one?
Yeah.
I wasn't mad at it. I thought, okay, I mean, if you haven't seen it by now, then I don't care. I don't care if Evan. I think it's hilarious that like the son, like what I like so the captain's daughter just being like, fuck that. This dude killed my father.
Oh yeah.
And y'all all are going to jail.
All going in.
I just thought that was hilarious because I was just like, she obviously is a terrible detective. She could have looked into this a little bit more and found out. So obviously, like what she's doing, like she's not good at her fucking job.
They were able to rewrite Armando and make the audience care about him for this one.
Yeah.
Third one, he was a piece of shit, like killing everybody.
Yeah.
He was a villain, like he was a real villain. And then this one, they wrote him in such a good way that it's like.
You feel bad, because you just like he had no choice. He was raised to be like this.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I liked it. Like it was good, and I'm like, you know what? I'm glad he slapped Chris Rock because we gonna get some good shit out of Will Smith. I think that slap made Will Smith be he knows he can't put out no bullshit. So now I think it gave him a purpose to actually kind of care more about the art and just like lean into that.
Yeah. I mean that part is true. I also think, it's fucked up, like, because I fuck with Chris Rock. I'm a fan
of Chris Rock too.
But I think in our community and just overall, I think people kind of they sat back and was like, all right, it's fucked up what he did, but And my trade, they turned it into, are we really gonna trade Chris Rock for? I mean, are we trading Will Smith for Chris Rock?
I'm not.
And the answer is no. Nobody is trading Chris Rock. I mean, trading Will Smith for Chris Rock. And it turned into that instead of it just sticking to the moral thing of that's fucked up.
Yeah, I get it. It's fucked up, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just like
But then it started having people look at Will Smith's career and like how many numbers he put on the board and how great he is and how he's been this guy that's been scandal free for almost 50 almost 50 years of his
I
life.
think, well, yeah, he's been scandal free, but if you like you and myself, like we know that like the stuff that happened with Mark Anthony and Jada Pinkett, like we been knew Jada was about that life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, long before the entanglement stuff or whatever like that. Just that they were better at cleaning up their messes. They got a little old and messy. But yes, I like what's going on. We getting some good summer movies. Deadpool's coming out in a couple weeks, so I'm Deadpool and the Wolverine. I'm excited about that.
Hype about that.
Also, I'm excited. Camp Flogno is coming up, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm working on getting Reggie out there.
Yeah,
all he got to do is get a flight and get that damn ticket, and he's coming. I got the hotel room. Pause. Don't worry. It's a big one. It's a suite. It's a suite. All you gotta do is just get out there. It's an experience. 10-year anniversary, man.
Yeah, I know that lineup is gonna be crazy.
Everybody, you know what everybody's thinking? Frank Ocean.
I know.
I mean, I don't think he would like Tyler's his friend.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, shit. Last year he had a lot of our future members out there. Earl was there. Damo Genesis was there. Was it Left Brain? Left Brain was there. Was it How'd You Be So Left? Right. I can't remember.
It was Left Brain.
Okay, Left Brain was there as well. And Sid. So if they could get the internet to come and perform, and Frank Ocean to perform, and Steve, and then all I need, what will make my life is if they end the festival performing oldie. That would
be hard.
That would be the equivalent of the Wu-Tang Clan at the Rock the Bells festival capping it off with Triumph.
They gotta stream this. I hope they stream it.
Didn't they stream? They didn't stream it last year?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. They need to put it on Amazon, man. Yeah. You know, holla at Kendrick. You know, that's his people.
Right. They get them camera angles. Wow.
Yeah, man.
Everything right.
Speaking of that, what did you think of Ken and Friends Pop Out?
Flawless. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I watched it from the very beginning.
Me too.
I love how he put on for the new artists. He gave them a platform, and that's what had me thinking, like, yo, I hope this happens every year. Because he gave them a spot. And there's something about championing your city. I love when artists just really stand by their city the way that he did. Putting on for those people, like people that I hadn't heard of that hit the stage. I went to Apple Music and I saved their album.
Yo, I did too.
Those group of girls that came out, the stage presence wasn't there, but I can hear the music, and I
it's gonna come.
Yeah, and I saved it, and I went back to it. That shit is fire. Cuzzos, I think the name of the album is Safe Place or something like that. But yeah, really good. I think when Kendrick came out, man, coming out performing a 7-minute diss track is nuts.
For the first time.
Yeah.
Like, I think Kendrick Lamar, like, I mean, obviously he's an undisputed king of rap. And obviously he, like, the West Coast is his, like, if that's it. I see a lot of people saying, oh, like Kendrick, this is the first time he's done something for the West Coast and everything like that. And I'm like, yeah, I don't agree with that, because he gets on a lot of people's tracks. Like, it's just that you don't listen to the albums, but he gives them verses. Is that like, he's not like, Kendrick is a big star, but I guess because Kendrick is not as big a star as Drake, quote unquote, because Drake is a pop star. So like, that's like, Drake fans are Drake fans. They're not hip hop fans or rap fans. You know, a lot of people were saying that Cole and Drake do more for their cities and they do more for up and coming artists. I maybe I'm just being a little ignorant, but I'm like, who from Toronto, like he signs the artist and then you don't hear from them like that much anymore.
I mean, you can look at it in a lot of different ways, right? Like J. Cole is from North Carolina, so it's more impactful for him to do something from Fayetteville, but for him to do something for them. And it's more impactful for Drake to stand up and do what he does for Toronto, because you don't really have as many prominent hip hop stars from Toronto. So it stands out more.
Right.
Kendrick doing something for LA is kind of just like, okay, I mean, it's LA.
Right.
It's another rapper from LA, you know? So even if he is doing something, it's going to go on deaf ears.
All right. So quick question before we start the episode. Now has is hip hop being ran through the West Coast officially now? Has it taken the crown from Atlanta?
It's on the brink. I won't say it's gonna need more than this. It's on the brink. I think he opened the floodgates with this pop-out show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious to see how it follows through. Like I want to see.
YG's up next.
Yeah.
So YG has a project coming out
I
next.
mean, YG album.
Right.
Mustard has an album coming out.
And Mustard has an album coming
Yeah.
out. So those two, if they do that, and then I think a newer artist needs to come out of California, and then we'll be able to say like, yeah, they took her from Atlanta. Because right now Atlanta's a little quiet.
Yeah. They got a bunch right now.
Mhm.
And Vince is killing right now.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. One last thing before we get to that. Vince Staples' new album.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Love it. It's not an everyday listen for me. But I like the tone of it. Vince always has he always has a very particular sound that he goes for with his albums, and he sticks to it structurally. And this album has a theme like all his other albums.
So for me, I like the fact that he kind of went Chuck D most def on this one.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of, and I think that a lot of people don't.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty woke. I think a lot of people don't realize the fact that like, because gang culture is so prominent in LA, people forget that a lot of super political guys in LA come from that. Like Kendrick kind of does it, and for some people it's kind of a little difficult to digest.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, Vince Staples, who we know is ridiculously smart and like highly intelligent, is aware of like politics and like social economics. Like him putting that into a project, I'm like, okay, he's doing his thing, and it kind of like pairs up with his TV show.
Yeah, it does.
So it's really, I'm really like happy for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope something happens for him, like where a breakthrough comes. I don't know what that breakthrough is going to be, but I hope something happens where like a breakthrough comes and like he's able to kind of make more waves. Cause I feel like if you're a fan of like rap music, people are gonna be like, yo, Vince Staples, and people are gonna listen to it. And then I know like he has like his casual fans because of like his interviews and stuff like that in the TV show. But I hope that like something happens, because I'm looking at him now, I'm like, he's just monotone Chuck D.
Yeah.
Like Chuck D has like the voice and it's commanding and everything like that. So
yeah,
that's just something where I'm like, all right, cool.
All right, well, without further ado, we'll get into today's episode. So coming off of, this guy, we've a lot of people were introduced to him sometimes, some say as early as 2007, right? With his first mixtape. And then his second mixtape came out and more people got acquainted with his sound. And then the third one was when, Third Time Was a Charm, was So Far Gone, came out. And he had these big features. The originality was there. He was singing, he was rapping. Obviously I already dropped who it is. We're talking about Drake with So Far Gone. But then, you look at his career and it's taken some interesting turns, right?
Right.
The album that we decided to do today is his sixth studio album, Certified Lover Boy. Released September 3rd, 2021. CLB is his sixth album, features production from 40, Cardo, Metro Boomin, amongst others, and featured guests include Lil Baby, Dirk, Giveon, Travis Scott, Future, Jay-Z, Thames, Wayne, Ross. It's packed. Album sold over 3 million copies and debuted at number 1, making him the 8th artist in Billboard history to accumulate 10 number 1 albums. This album came out, in the midst of, as you can remember, his beef with Kanye.
Right.
Kanye would release Donda around the same time frame. Drake was in an interesting place, like creatively. Like I think what he was doing, he had the Way Too Sexy single out that people didn't really like, but he kind of won people over with the video, right? Because it was kind of fun, and he was poking fun at the fact that the song is not very good. The album cover, what can you say? Right? It's
the pregnant women emoji.
Yeah, the pregnant women emoji. I changed that album cover on my phone too. I just didn't want to see it. I was like, yo, what am I not getting? I remember when he dropped it on Instagram, and I was like, this is a joke. He's trolling. But he was dead eye serious.
Yeah.
What do you remember about this album coming out, or when it came out, and how did you feel about listening to it the first time?
So what I remember is remember we did the episode, the reaction to it,
Yeah.
and we did it at Subway Studios at J Tips and Rob Studio. And I because the first two tracks were so good, I was like, okay, I could deal with this. Like, and I think it was a very in the moment. Like I was like, I can't hate this album. And I listened to it and I was like, all right, it's cool. It's a Drake album. Like I just this was fresh off of Dark Lane demos.
Yeah.
And like I was just like, all right, cool. And like catching all like the shots to Kanye and stuff like that. And I just remember like, you know, all the hoopla. Like I remember people making jokes like, oh, he copied off of the game. Cause remember the game's Born to Rap album where it had all the pregnant women in the studio and shit.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, like I see what Drake's doing or whatever like that. Like I felt like pretty much ever since Hotline Bling, when he realized like how much the internet how much of the internet he had like a stronghold on, he just continued to like lean into that with things that he did. So for this one, like it kind of wasn't even like an album rollout. It was kind of like we just like I think like he like announced it and then the album came out.
Yeah.
So like I said on originally, like when I heard it, like I was like, all right, cool. Like this is a good album, right? So now fast forward to currently, you know, when I had to like listen again for this project, I'm like, I think I figured out what my issue is with Drake. And it's just for me. Like I like Drake is like a fast food artist. Like he gives you stuff like in the moment. He doesn't really kind of give you things to like go back to like anymore.
Mhm.
I think that kind of stopped after like Views or Scorpion. I don't remember which album. But it seems like a lot of times he gives us an update on what's currently going on in his life, and then it's kind of like nothing of substance elsewhere. Like is very vain in what he does with his projects. And so for me, like compared to like when I first heard it, I guess because like, oh snap, I'm finding out like how he feels about Kanye and like, you know, okay, he thinks everybody's a snake and everything like that. But now I'm listening to it and I'm just like, this is just a bunch of whiny shit.
Mhm.
Like that's how I just felt about the project. Like I'll be honest with you. I'm like, damn, like this might be to me personally. Well, I'll get to that at the end, but I just going back to this album, I definitely did not enjoy listening to it. Like again, the first four songs are really strong, and then it just gets weaker and weaker, and then he's very very outshined by his features. I guess like he really like just phoned this album in.
Um, so I think with this album, when I first listened to it back then when it came out, I was really excited about it. Just to see his angle, because I felt like going into it, it felt like he took his time with this album. Like when I was like, because I think it was pushed back a bunch of times. Pushed back a bunch of times. I was like, oh, okay, so he's taking his time. I listened to the intro, loved the intro.
Mm-hmm.
Poppy's Home, initially, I really liked it. I think just going, and we'll unpack as we go, but I think it's not that I think he phoned it in. I think he kind of just reached a place where he knew, like he kind of plateaued, like he just knew where he was and his level of acceptance. You know, he knew he had the ability to sell no matter what.
Yeah,
He's at this phase where no matter what he does, and that's dwindling now. Now he has to try again. Like coming off this beef.
I don't think so, but we'll talk about that.
Okay. I think he's at a space where he has to try. He has to exert some type of energy toward his art again. Because
Okay.
I don't think he's been doing that for a minute. But when I listen to this, and I'll agree with you where it's like a lot of microwave content and in the moment content, which is one of the things that a lot of people really like about Drake.
Yeah.
They romanticize the time frames that his albums come out in because he's so good at cultivating moments that are good. So it's like when you think about, like for me, think about More Life. I love More Life because that came out when we was in Texas and we all sat together and listened to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, all right, I remember that, right? I remember when Nothing Was the Same. No, not nothing.
If you're reading this, it's too late.
I remember when If You're Reading This came out because I was at Bikini Bar uptown in the Heights. And this girl was dancing on the table in front of me. And I was like, yo, new drink just came. I told her. She was dancing. I was like, yo, new drink just dropped. She was like, yeah, it's on the jukebox. I was like, nah, because she just was like, I don't give a fuck. If it's on
Play it.
can I dance to it? You know? Um, but my point in saying that is that like he's so good at capturing these moments that when you look back at albums that initially you probably didn't like, you like them now. Like it's like when people look back at Views now, because when Views came out, a lot of people didn't like it.
Right. And some
People look at Views now and they're like, "Yo, Views is a classic."
yeah, some
People
people
be saying that now.
there's people that argue that Views is his best body of work.
And I think he shoots himself in the foot when he makes music that way, but in the long run, it kind of just works out for him. So like I say all that to say, when I was revisiting this album, I was enjoying my listen for the most part, because I was listening. I'm like, damn, thought I didn't like this song, but I do like this song. And when I look at this track list fully, I'm like, damn, I fuck with a bunch of these songs.
I mean,
It's just
I will say, yeah,
album.
as a full album, like a lot of these songs still get played now.
Yeah.
More so than the some of the other work that he's put out after this album. But I just think that Drake understands the time right now. So like obviously radio isn't the main drawing point of how people get their music, is streaming services.
Yeah.
So Drake knows how to get put, like now if you're like opposed to like being like program director like Ebro at Hot 97, right? Even though he's not anymore, but like that's who like I know was a prominent program director. Now if you just have to make a playlist for Apple or Spotify, these songs are going to like peak, and like these songs are going to get revisited. They're easy to digest. You can put them on TikTok. You can make a video to like one of his bars that he gives and everything, and it works. Like something that I learned a long time ago about Eminem, right? My mentor Alvon told me that Eminem fans are Eminem fans. They're not hip hop or rap fans, and like that's why like when Eminem comes out, like his album, you're like, yo, who the fuck is listening to these Eminem albums? And they're not saying that like they're not good. It's just that like Eminem has matured. So a lot of the things that like drew us in early on, as we get older, we're just like, yeah, that's kind of cringe, man. But like his fan base, who probably listen to like metal or country or like listen to other genres of music
and drink Mountain Dew,
right? And drink Mountain Dew, like still look for Eminem projects because they like Eminem. Eminem is some people's introduction to hip hop.
Yeah. And
for Drake, he's a lot of like like my little sister Shayla, shout out to Shayla. Drake and Nicki Minaj were her introductions to hip hop. Like she, like to her, when she became a fan of hip hop, Lil Wayne went to jail.
Oh wow.
So like she like had no idea that like the Carter 3 was like a big deal. Like she sometimes like when she would be in the car with me, like I'm like what? Like what do you mean? Like she was like, yeah, like Lil Wayne signed him, right? Like but he raps. And I'm like, yeah, he raps. Like but she was a Nicki Minaj and Drake fan.
Oh wow. Perspectives, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, bro. Like imagine that.
But with this album, right, we kick off with Champagne Poetry, which has this very distinct Masego sample. Yeah. Oh, wait.
Remember I had no idea.
Who the fuck is that?
Yeah, I had no idea who Masego. Evans, you hear that time when I was like, yo, sorry.
The executive producer of the album described it as?
Yes.
Noah 40 things the executive producer. He described the album as a combination of toxic masculinity and acceptance of truth, which is inevitably heartbreaking. That's it. It's pretty good.
Thank you, Evan. Thank you, Evan. Today's producer, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god.
Okay. Yes. So on Champagne Poetry, he delivered. I think one thing Drake knows that he has to deliver on is the first track on his projects.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that he has to deliver. But the thing that's funny is like, you ever notice whenever you hear, it's always like he takes that breath, like, this again. Mm-hmm. Every time. Like
second half of this track,
yeah, like it's just like, all right, Drake, like they got a gun to your head in the studio, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, be happy to be here. Like I think Drake and Ben Affleck are the same person.
Yeah. Just always exhausted.
Yeah, just always exhausted. Like, yo, what more do you want?
Yeah. So yeah, that takes us into Poppy's Home, which is an enjoyable listen, but it's not fun singing along to. I don't want to sing Daddy's Home. Actually, nice and ladies. I don't want to sing that.
I come in the house and say Daddy's Home sometimes. I do. Like Daddy's Home.
But
Martell
Nicki should have
Jordan.
been on this song.
Yeah. So all right. Remember, I thought that Nicki was supposed to be on this album.
Mm,
Like, and I like because I think like they were like mending their relationship.
hmm
And I could have sworn she was supposed to be on this album.
I think she was. Maybe she had a verse on this,
Who knows, right? With
but I
Drake.
do like her
Yeah.
talking part.
Because Drake is known for like changing songs or like
Yeah.
putting verses on different beats and shit like that. And we'll get to that as well on this project. But I enjoyed it. It had the Montel Jordan sample.
Yeah.
The song kind of like has like it has two meanings for me. Obviously, the surface level Daddy's home, he's talking to one of his girls or something like that, right? Or one of his women. One of his women. And then also I think he's like talking to like the rap game. Like,
Yeah.
I'm Big Daddy. Like Daddy's home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like king of the charts. Like Daddy's here. So I thought that's what it was, like top of the rap food chain kind of thing.
hmm Girls want girls. Oh,
Yeah,
it works for a strip club song.
it does. It definitely works for a strip club song. He definitely let Lil Baby out rap him.
hmm
So
He's done that a couple times.
yeah, this is my problem with Drake. I want Drake to have the competitive nature of DMX. And Drake doesn't have that. Drake is okay he's okay sacrificing for the good of the song. And I don't like that.
Yeah, I think sometimes that's okay. Because a lot of the times songs are cultivated for the person that's featured to kill it.
That's true. Okay, that's true. And you're right. But I guess for me, knowing how much Drake does it so much, and it's just like, why do you get mad when people challenge you then, bro? Like you always you cool with taking the back seat, but then when somebody challenges you he gets mad, like, how dare you?
Yeah.
So it's just like, yo, make up your mind, my G.
Because
Like, are you that guy? Because that's why I'm saying that, like, it's of legend talking about like Big Pun and DMX. And I'm sorry, like, this is the era that I grew up falling in love with hip hop, right? Like, where like they would get on songs and like they would be like, yo, like people were scared to get on songs with Pun.
Yeah.
So DMX would be like, let me hear that verse and then dish you on the song. So I just think like, it's just competitive nature.
And
like
that's what gives somebody like Kanye the edge, because when he was like purely about the rap shit, he would get on a song and he would really compete and try to have a better verse than Jay-Z. That was his ceiling.
Yeah.
Like, he would try to have a better verse. But then in his later years, you'll see him root for the other person on the song and create the moment around the feature.
Yeah.
Like 2 Chainz.
I was just
creating that moment for him to kill it. Like knocking the beat down, giving J. Cole the moment that he had on Looking for Trouble, like pulling the beat down, giving it to Cole. Like he's so good at that. And he's played a healthy balance on both sides.
I guess the difference is that because Kanye's a producer,
yeah,
and I know he tries, but I'm just like, that's what Kanye does. So I guess I'm more inclined to be okay with that. But with Drake, I'm like, yo, turn into a T-Rex and rip this dude's head off.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. Like with Drake, like I'm like, yo, bro, like Lil Baby been rapping for 5 years, bro. I don't care. Like he shouldn't be. Like, but I get it. The song was he probably made the song in mind with Lil Baby. So
and Drake, but also this could be another reason. It could be very intentional because we already established Drake is a very in the moment rapper, right? So when he has these in the moment features, like Lil Baby was a very in the moment hot commodity. So why not give the hot commodity of the moment the best verse on a Drake song?
That's true.
It's like a favorite for a favorite.
I guess for me, my thing is like, instead of doing that, executive produce Lil Baby's next album.
Yeah, but I just want to see Drake in a different light where it's not just rapping, it's not just singing. Like produce something, nigga. Try making beats.
Something
else.
I guess that. But back to the song, I also thought that this was a very like immature song.
Yeah.
Like I get it. Like it's funny because it's just like Drake, are you saying that there's only like lesbians in Toronto? Like, what do you like? Did you just or making a joke like I guess I'm a lesbian too because I only like girls? Like, it's
Yeah, I
kind of
think
like
yeah.
it's like yo, my man's grow up.
I think the joke, and I was listening to it again, and I'm like, I think this was just a joke of him just saying how much he doesn't believe that she's a lesbian. Yeah, lesbian, yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Like just, but it didn't translate that way in a
yeah,
chorus.
you're right.
It just didn't go over that
You're
well.
right. It's just that like I realized that Drake is an eternal bachelor.
Yeah, it was
Drake,
supposed to be a sure jam moment.
right? Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Like Drake Drake is Drake is a permanent bachelor, and when I say that, it's kind of like he's gonna be that guy that doesn't settle down. He's going to just probably like have his little thrusts with women,
mhm.
and he's always going to have like these conversations of like, yo, let's go smoke hookah and like hang out, come to my house, I got a bar with my
Yeah,
bartender makes a special drink,
yeah,
and it's always going to be like moments, and then like when those moments are over he moves on to the next woman.
yeah.
And for
You know
some
what's
people.
funny about that? And sorry to cut you,
Mhm.
but it goes with what you just said. On the closer of this album, because I was listening to it again today, on the remorse he says, and I'm paraphrasing, but he basically said, y'all get cuffed up and you can tell because your content starts lacking.
Mhm.
And he's like, but never me. Like he's like, yo, I'm certified lover boy out here. So that'll never be me. It's like it's something that he's leaning into, the bachelorhood,
Yeah,
like just legit being out here, being single because he feels like his art would suffer. And he's felt like that for a minute. Just hits no misses. That's for the married folks. Like it's felt like that for a while. He's been saying that for
I
years.
think he's wrong though. I think that Drake having added another element to his music. Like I think he just wants to stay eternally young. But I'm just like Drake's our age, and
Struggles.
I'm at this point where I'm just like I would love. I'm frustrated with Drake because I would love to hear Drake kind of like get to the point where I'm at because I grew with him so much, and it's like he stopped, and I'm just like, yo, bro, like, come on,
All his friends are getting younger. It's
yeah,
crazy.
you said that.
All his friends are getting. It's crazy. He definitely dressing like a little. Oh, shit. It's Pride Month, bro.
Yo, okay. Um, what's the next song?
So
Or is there a song that you wanted to discuss? Because I
I
mean,
mean, well, we can get to the whole feature.
okay,
Love All, right? It's so I was listening to this song again fairly recently.
okay,
It's such a throwaway. Like Hovind, and Drake have a lot of throwaway songs together.
they have a
Like,
weird relationship.
yeah, it's weird, man. This is such a throwaway song. Another throwaway song they have is the joint on Scorpion. Because that beat is hard.
Yes,
That
it is.
DJ Paul gave them. And it's such a throwaway. They didn't have anything to talk about. They didn't have nothing to talk about on
And Jay-Z won't tell that man no.
yeah. I think now he will though.
Yeah.
I don't think he can get a Jay-Z feature right now.
Okay. Okay.
I think he's gonna answer that call from Kendrick if Kendrick wants a feature.
I hope so. I would love to hear them get on a song together again. I didn't. I was thrown off by the Life After Death opening.
Previously on Ready to Die.
Yeah, I mean, ready. Yeah, yeah. Life After Death. Previously, yeah. I was confused by that. I didn't know what was going on. He like it's basically just like it's like he keeps going to Jay like, yo, you went through this, like why does everybody in the game hate on me? And it's like Jay come like telling him like I told you in the last song what they're going to do and how they're going to come at you. Let's talk about it again and again. And it's kind of like, all right, so pretty much it just feels like they kind of like just making the same song over and over again. And
Pound Cake and what the for Light Up are the best thing to come out of their working relationship.
yeah,
I think, and when you listen to Ho's verse, I went down like a rabbit hole because he sounds so angry on the verse and he sounds so paranoid, and you don't get that side of Ho that often. So I was like, yeah, that's worth looking into. So I was looking into it more, and the person that he's talking about on the verse is DeHaven.
oh yeah,
Um, and then I realized DeHaven has a documentary out called Marcy Made.
yeah.
and it's on Prime. Have you seen it?
No. Mm.
I kind of want to watch it, but there's parts in the documentary that's highlighted that pretty much confirm that Jay-Z has watched it because he talks about that stuff in the verse.
Yeah, I think for those two, like they legit came up together, and I think at one point Jay wanted to help him, but I just think that it's hard to accept when you are like the big homie and your man basically becomes the most famous person in the world, and they don't
want shit to do with you.
They don't want shit to do with you, or they don't do what you think that they should do with, like, for you and everything like that. And I think, he's just like, yo, fuck it, I'm gonna stay on this dude's head. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I made him, I made him certified in the street.
Yeah.
Like, so he could say whatever he want. Like, he made a name off my name, and I'll just keep making money off his because I was there. And like nobody denies, everybody like, confirms like, yes, he was absolutely around and stuff like that. So there's that. I wanted to talk about let's see. So TSU. That TSU was kind of like Drake's storyteller Drake. And I kind of like was kind of cool with that. Like, I was like, all right, cool. Like, he's talking about this girl. He's like she's trying to like strip her way through college and stuff like that. And I was just like, I bet you this is a real girl.
Yeah.
And it made me like try to look up strippers that went to TSU that are like known.
You know what TSU sound like? TSU sounds like, you ever seen Zola?
Yeah, of course I have.
Don't TSU sound like Zola's story?
It does, but that's a lot of stripper story. But yes, it does. It absolutely does.
Yeah.
Yo, Drake, man, like he lives a life. But I really hope that he finds a woman that that like, he don't even gotta like marry her or nothing like that. I just hope he finds a solid chick, because I'm telling you, yo, like,
Problem, yeah. I mean,
yeah, I hope
Drake is.
I hope Drake, no, I don't. I think Drake's very heterosexual, but I think that I just hope that he meets whoever she is, and she kind of like balances him out, because I think it would help his music. I really do.
I think so too. I would love to see that side of it.
And she breaks his heart, and then he makes a really good song.
Oh man,
he needs it. He needs to get his heart broken. I don't think that's happened in a while.
He's had his heart broken a lot. Rihanna has broken his heart.
Yeah, but we ain't get. He's like, she ain't do the job. She ain't finished the job.
I mean, they got matching tattoos and all.
Yeah, but she ain't finished the job, because in his eyes she dated down.
I don't. Well,
you're not going to tell Drake that Rocky is fucking with him. Like, he look at Rocky like a little nigga, unfortunately.
And that's it. That's his problem. He not seeing these niggas that's competition to him as competition, and that's why he got fucking whop by Kendrick. You got to look at your peers and recognize.
I think Way Too Sexy absolutely sucks. I get
Way Too Sexy is pretty lame.
It's a fucking terrible song. The video was cool.
Fair Trade. I think Fair Trade. So Fair Trade, he actually previewed on Instagram. I remember he played it on Instagram, and there was a version without Travis Scott. That's the version I like.
The beat switch with Travis coming on there was cool. I think it was just in the moment, like, cause this was on the heels of Astro World, right? So I just think like he just played into it, and like Travis was like on top of the world at this time. So I guess he was like, I'm not gonna not let Travis Scott be on this project with me.
Honestly, that sounds like a bad face to me.
Yeah, like, and that song gets played, so like that song still gets played. Like, I was just like, let's see, because guys, I really go out. The last time I was out, I was working the door for Pizza Zoo, and that song got played by 3 different DJs.
Okay.
Yeah, that song gets played, man. That song still gets used. Like, it kind of feels, it's a good summer song.
Honestly, this run right here from TSU to TSU was number
8, right?
Yeah, and then Into Deep, nigga. Into Deep is hard.
Yeah, they sample Get Throwed, right?
Yeah. Into Deep is one of them ones.
I was mad though. I was like, this nigga decided to sing on this shit. Nah, motherfucker, rap. Dude, give me that Houston shit.
Yeah.
Give me that Memphis shit, motherfucker.
When he taps into Houston shit, he sings though.
I just
slows the beat down, and he Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I promise you, bro. If I ever like come into a ridiculous amount of money, I'm going to like some of my favorite artists and like, hey, I am giving you whatever amount of money budget. You make the album that I want. Nobody else got to hear it. Yeah,
Nobody is gonna hear this. It's
yeah.
just for me.
It's just for me. I swear I would do. I don't know why people don't do it.
Yeah,
Like you, wouldn't you do that?
I would definitely do that. But who would you ask?
Well, okay. For one, I'm absolutely gonna go to Sade, and Sade is going to make an album for me. It's going to be called like the Love Deluxe T. I'm saying Sade has $20 million.
Yeah,
That's what it's worth. That's what that album will be worth to me. $20 million.
album.
Record this album, make one video on the beach, just one.
Mm-hmm.
It's mine.
And I want to hear the waves.
Yeah,
of the ocean.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Just don't worry, it's mine. I won't even announce it to the public, but it's my album. You play it in my house. I'll even like set up paperwork and shit.
Mm-hmm. In the paperwork, I'm gonna be like, if you ever do something weird, I'm putting this album out.
Next would be next I would, this is just me, and this is more so for my mom, but I would make Eric B and Rakim make an album together. They would do it. They need the money.
Oh yeah, they would absolutely do it.
Yeah, because Rakim absolutely needs Eric B, and Eric B is chilling because he was rich before rap, but still, I would do that, and then maybe I would get RZA to make a Wu-Tang album, and not let him use any of his producer friends that he make beats.
Oh, like you would just have him do it.
Yeah, I'd be like, RZA, you're not allowed to outsource this production and get all the members to make some magic.
That'd be fire.
Yeah.
That would be fire.
Those are the top three on my list for what I would do. Like and then the other thing, I wouldn't ask Jay-Z to make an album, but I would ask for his unreleased records.
Yeah. I would have Jay-Z get a Dark Caesar and do Volume 4. Because you need a Dark Caesar for that feeling. And how impactful would Volume 4 be? You know they love 4.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why he stopped doing the volumes.
Yeah, do a Volume 4.
I blame people like Guru and his friend circle.
Get the chain with the Asian letters, with the Chinese letters.
Oh, you taking it there?
Put that back on.
You taking it there?
Yeah. And then pose in front of not a Bentley, but like I don't know, what's the equivalent of a Bentley now?
I guess it'll be a Maybach
car. Yeah.
Oh, you mean okay, a hood car.
Yeah.
It will be the BMW. What is it? Is it the 8? I'm not good with numbers. Fuck. Is it the 850?
It has to have
760. It will be like the BMW like 760. I'm thinking about what my drug dealer friends drive. Yeah, it would definitely be one of the BMWs though. The BMWs is in the hood right now, flooding the hood. Actually, you don't know what? Scratch that. It would be the fucking Tesla fucking stealth car.
Oh yeah.
The hood is driving those.
It could be that. But like, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but like, I'm telling you, the hood is driving those fucking cars. You got that shit, motherfuckers. Like, how you get on the list? It's not the cost of the money on that. It's like, how the fuck did you get on the list to get that car? Because Tesla has to call you to buy that car.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got excited.
But yeah. I think he went on a crazy run from this lower high to this album. Pipe Down, Yebba's Heartbreak is really, really good. Pipe Down that's that vulnerable Drake that people really, really like. Myself included.
Pipe Down is for teenage girls, bro. That's what I wrote. I'm too mature for that shit.
I think Pipe Down is a dope song.
You still outside? I'm not outside no more.
Right. Fair enough. Yebba's Heartbreak is a great break between.
Yeah, it is.
Between what was going on and then No Friends in the Industry. It's hard.
I was young angel, but these niggas turned me evil.
Yeah.
Drake predicted a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
He did. He kind of. Do you think that he saw it coming or he manifested it?
He's been talking about that forever. Yeah.
He manifested this shit. He kind of brought it on himself. Like, I think sometimes it's like Biggie and Pac. They always talked about death.
He said, sometimes I laugh. What was that he said back on Drive Day? He said, sometimes I laugh with God about how you can't stop me. I'm the darkest angel, but he still got me. Yeah, he's been talking about shit like that for a lot.
Yeah, man. And then we got Knife Talk. I know that's just shit.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna say this right now. I know people don't want to hear it. I love Tough Talker Drake.
I do too. 'Cause
I love
I
Bumper
halfway
Cloud
don't
Drake.
believe it, but
I don't care.
it sounds good.
He does it better than a lot of people. And you
And
know, he gets into a I don't know if it's like him like method acting or what, but I like it.
I think this album was when he probably decided that him and 21 were gonna do an album together. I mean, this song.
Right. Had to. Like they play off each other pretty well.
Yeah.
I thought that Dirk was gonna play that role, but I don't know if him and Dirk it just wasn't connect. I don't know what it was, but I thought Dirk was gonna fill that role for him. But
Yeah.
I think the vibe that him and 21 got, like the way they play off each other, it just works. Like,
hmm
yeah.
And then we got a timestamp record on here, 7 a.m. On Brittle Pat.
Yes.
So
Um so remember we did an episode where we talked about his timestamps.
yeah,
So I really enjoy this one. Danny had it second to last.
I think I did too, or I might have even had it last because I just didn't like the beat and how it sounded. It didn't sound like a time. The beat didn't sound like it should be a timestamp record, but lyrically, it's on par with the rest of them.
Yeah, I had it. I think I had it third or fourth
Yeah,
for me. But I enjoy the fuck out of this one. I think it's good. Like for me, like I didn't have a problem with it. I like how he was rapping on this one.
Yeah.
No issues here.
And then we go into Raise My Mind, which is an authentic Drake song.
Yes,
It has everything.
it is. It is an authentic Drake song, but I feel like I heard that song before.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why.
It felt like I was like I'm like, yo, I feel like he has a song like this on every album.
It's a formula Drake song.
Formulaic. Yep.
Yeah. And then you got Fountains on here, which has Thames on it, which I feel like he would have probably had Georgia Smith on if Georgia Smith really worked out.
Yeah, she broke my boy down.
Yeah, yeah.
Her young ass.
Yeah. And we got what did we get from that? What song was it?
I forgot what song it was that he made.
Shit.
It's like
Good.
I always find out afterwards because I'm not that invested in Drake's life. I stopped being invested in my favorite artists' lives. I want to say Jaded. Yes, it was. I stopped being that was on If You're Reading This Too Late, right?
No, Jaded was on Scorpion.
It was on Scorpion? Okay. So I stopped being invested in like my favorite rappers' lives, I want to say maybe in like 2010. And I know that's a long ass time ago, but like I just started like enjoying it and then I found out later.
Yeah.
But like Jay-Z, Nas, like I knew everything that was going on in their lives. Like I knew who their songs were about, all of that shit. And then like when the new generation of rappers started coming out, I would find out like afterwards or whatever like that. I guess cause once you start paying bills, certain shit just become important.
Yeah, they don't really matter. I'll just listen. I just like to be a fan of just the music. You get caught up in all that other shit, then you start listening to shit they brand. It's like,
on You Only Live Twice, I just wrote laughing my fucking ass off, bro. Most of these people that's featured on this album don't even fuck with them no more.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. You Only Live Twice is an amazing record, though. I love that dart. Even though friend of the show, Swiss Beats, I love that dart at Swiss because Swiss brought that on himself, at least publicly. Like he jumped out the window and was like, "Yo, niggas is acting pussy," talking about Drake.
Right, he was talking him and Busta Rhymes was on live, right?
Yeah. Talked about Drake,
Busta.
And then Drake was like, "Oh, I never did you nothing, something, on this record." And he was like, "That day you sounded like a bitch. You fancy, huh?" That was a good dart. But everybody delivered on this. Wayne carried, like he always does. What you think about the Cudi record?
That like for them to have like because we wanted them to make up, and I was like, this is what the fuck they give us. I was very like I was like, damn. Because it was to me, this is like both of Kanye's like, students. And they got together in the studio and I'm like, come on, Kanye. Like, I mean, come on, Drake. Like you're a student of Kanye, so you kind of know what to do with Cudi in the studio. So I'm like, do better. Do better, bro.
Remember when he was coming out with when CLB was coming out and he was putting up billboards in all their cities to announce.
Yes, it was like New York the great. It was like whoever their monikers were. So it was like New Orleans, the greatest rapper alive is on CLB.
Yeah.
I think for New York, it was, wait, I think I wrote it down. Let's see. Like the slogans or whatever like that, right? So, hey, New York, the New York GOAT is on CLB. Hey, Toronto, the best rapper alive signed me in 2009 and is on the album.
Yeah,
Like things like that, it was saying, and I was just like,
that was a really, really cool angle.
yeah, that was clever because it was like it was their monikers of like what they coined themselves and everything like that.
It was really cool. And when he put that Cuddy was on the album, niggas lost it because he was in the middle of his beef with Kanye.
Right. Yeah, and that I felt like that was, and I think at that time Cuddy was kind of like, and Kanye were like they were cool, but they were distant.
Mm-hmm.
So Cuddy was like, "Yeah, I'll do it. Fuck him."
Yeah, pretty much. And then fucking fans. What you think?
It's just why, nigga. Like, and is it fucking fans where he it was some Rihanna darts on there?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, like I guess like that was so. Actually, no. Let me rephrase that. Fucking fans. He was basically explaining how like he lost Rihanna. Like Rihanna found out he was fucking a fan, and I was just like, all right, Drake, cool. Like I don't know, man. Being an artist got to be tough. Like I'm a private person, so like I wouldn't be. I would be taking these shits to the grave. I wouldn't tell none of these fucking stories. But I get it. Like Drake is like really transparent, and like that's his art, and like he has to have something to talk about to make these records. But it's just like, I'm taking that to the grave. No, I ain't fuck that bitch. Like, what you talking about? Like,
I will make the records about that.
Yeah,
I ain't do that.
I ain't do that. It's just like, all right, man. I don't know, bro. I just, I, what my expectation of what Drake could do or should be doing is it doesn't align with what he's doing currently, and I think it pisses me off.
Niggas just want to see people. His original audience, people's listening to him in college, man.
Yeah,
a lot of college now. They got their careers together, getting their careers together. Niggas got kids now. Niggas have, So it kind of just puts him in this position where you trying to be forever young, hanging out with Sexy Red and these people that are still coming into their own.
And he's attaching himself to Yachty.
Yeah, what happens when they grow up and they surpass you on their maturity level? Like
Yachty's definitely going to surpass him.
Yeah, they're going to surpass him on their maturity level, and it's like, what are you going to be doing?
Yeah,
you going to get younger friends?
That's my only thing is like it's a catch-22 because as many people say, hip hop is a young man's sport. But I think what's happening is that that's changing.
Yeah, it's branded.
And it's being rebranded, right? And like Nas kind of like led the charge with that. And I think there's going to come a time where it's not that like Drake's music is going to suck. It's just that people are going to start looking at him like the creepy old nigga in the club.
Yeah, because it's like, bro, you just never been in a serious relationship. Like,
yeah, like it's gonna start looking weird, like for him. So that's
people just want to at the very least see this nigga accept an award, turn to a woman, kiss her on the mouth, and go get his award. That's gonna be so different and fly for him. Just live your life. Yeah, be serious.
I don't know, man, but so the Remorse. I sent you the original track. It is so much better than the track that he gave us.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then also like on that one, like he really got like I'm like the original. Like, so ladies and gentlemen, there's a version of the Remorse that was leaked online, and then there's a second verse that like he just didn't use, and to me that is quintessential Drake. Like the way that he went about it, like just wrapping up everything that's happening to him at that very moment in a bow, or that he has going on, or what's on his mind. Like, if you're going to be in the moment and just be talking about what's going on at that very time, that is the version that I want from you, Drake. That's the version of you that I want. And I don't know what made him change his mind.
I think there's something to be said. Like, so we always revere the timestamp records, right? But the records that he really unpacks shit, there needs to be something said about I don't even know what you would categorize them as. Like all the songs that he does that start with like I guess, like The Calm,
right?
From So Far Gone, or The Resistance, from Thank Me Later, or The Ride, or The Motion,
Right.
The Remorse. Like these, there's something to be said about those songs and the way he unpacks shit on those. Like he gets into a different bag. I don't think it's revered the same. And I kind of like that it's not revered the same because now he knows the allure around
Right.
timestamps. So he
And
leans
I
into it.
I love that. I love that he has an allure around certain songs, and that's actually something I want to like. I gotta figure out how to make that into a topic. Like talk about like the tracks that start with the for Drake, and just like really tap into that. And I also want to tap into like some of his interludes, like because he has some like really good interludes.
Mhm.
Like like what is it, Brianna's interlude or something like that?
Oh,
That
Bria's interlude.
Brianna's interlude. Like
Yeah.
I want to tap into that too, and like talk about that in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. But okay. So we've reached pretty much the end of this album. We talked about our feeling. We spilled our feelings on it
Mhm.
initially and now. How do you feel with your rating?
I give this album a 2.5 out of 5 waffles. This is to me one of Drake's worst projects.
Okay.
Is down there towards the bottom. Uninspired. It didn't. It if he like, I think that he scrapped the original version of his album.
Mm,
And I think that's why I kept getting pushed back. And I think, yeah, he took his time, but I think that the original version that he had of this album, he didn't like, and he was going through all that bullshit with Kanye and Pusha T and stuff.
mm,
So I think that he kept changing things because I think he kept second guessing himself for trying how to craft it or figuring out like what's going to stream,
mm,
opposed to just putting out a body of work and then just letting it do what its thing.
mm.
So for me, yeah, 2.5 out of 5 waffles. I don't need to revisit this album. Obviously, there's songs that I'm going to hear because you go outside, Drake is just playing, and
Yeah.
that's that.
I think I I think I'm comfortable giving it the same rating. There are songs on this album, and that would be 2.5 waffles as well. Um, there's songs on this album that I really like that I still revisit. I mean, I go back to Pipe Down, I go back to TSU, I go to Waste My Mind in particular, and You Only Live Once is on my gym playlist. And The Remorse. Like there's songs on here that I really like, but this project flows in a very weird way. It doesn't have a good flow to it for a project. You start, you got a pocket of the songs for the women, Way Too Sexy, TSU, Pipe Down, and then you get into Knife Talk just to go back to Race My Mind. It's just like, are we going dark? Are we going light? It's just kind of all over the place. You get your introspective Drake for one or two songs, but that's mixed in with a different vibe. Like Fountains is a song that features Thames, but then you go and like it's just a little all over the place, and it's not as concise, and it doesn't flow properly.
Yeah,
I think Drake is really hitting a wall on like pleasing everyone, and that comes with the fact of being a pop star and catering to the fans that you gain in that world, but also catering to your day ones. So like he faces that every album, and then now he's making very bloated project.
right. Like he coined himself like the new Michael Jackson, but I think that what he missed the mark on with Mike is that like Mike kind of like made albums with purpose. If you go back and listen to Michael Jackson's old albums, like yes, he had pop hits, but like a lot of those, like truthfully, and like this is me saying this, like outside of like Thriller, like he kind of made a lot of his albums with purpose and having something to say.
Mm-hmm. I think so too.
Yeah.
And Drake, and that's the thing, man. He tried to go on a Jay-Z like run, and Hope didn't feel oversaturated, even though he dropped every year.
He didn't, and
You know?
I think that's because Jay-Z gave us a little bit of, so his radio singles were in the moment, but like the album was like the three-course meal.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Drake is giving us a lot of McDonald's.
Yeah.
He's not giving us Brooklyn Chop House, full course meals. He's not giving us Roof Chris Steakhouse. Like he's giving us McDonald's and Burger King.
There's a lot to say about that, man. I think give him his tapas.
Yeah, no, he's not even giving us tapas. I'll take tapas from Drake.
I think, yeah, there's a lot to say about that. I think he should work on I think he should just chill the fuck out. Take the
Yo, I'm so okay with Drake taking like an 18-month, 24-month hiatus,
yeah.
and like living his life.
Best projects I realized lately too, or recently, that some of his best projects, like Nothing Was the Same, was 2 years before, if you're reading this. Like some of his best projects have at least 2 year gaps.
Right. And I think that's what happened. I think he took that time, right? And then he put, because if you're reading this is too late, I've said this is my favorite Drake album or project, whatever, because that shit. But I think that all the shit that happened with the Quentin Miller shit and the Meek Mill shit, like he realized like, oh, I gotta keep hitting these motherfuckers in the head. Like, because I think like the ghostwriter allegations and stuff like that. I think Drake should have did an interview where he better explained his writing process so people can understand that like he pretty much crafts his songs the way Beyonce does. So regardless if he's rapping or not, he has other songwriters in there, but like they're not writing his raps or his bars.
Yeah.
He might get a cadence from somebody, he might get a style, but it's hard to like discuss that with certain people because certain people are like, no, you don't let nobody write your shit. And I'm like, yo, he like Drake sings, so like sometimes he needs a hook or sometimes he needs that. And that's the problem. The funny thing, that's some rappers could use somebody to write their hooks for them.
That's true. But if you guys haven't listened to this album lately, we would love to know your thoughts on it. Even just saying Certified Lover Boy, you think Kendrick kind of finishes the sentence in your head these days. But nevertheless, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you listened to CLB lately? When's the last time you listened to it? What's your thoughts on it? Let us know. I'm Regg.
And I'm Taurian B.
We're out of here.
Catch you next time. Dun dun.